Well, guys, welcome to a new video. Today, we're going to start a new series where we go through story times that have happened in the past. Today, we have our storyteller, Kelton.
Hi. Hi, I'm Kelton, but my strike name is Strike Kilo. I've had some stories in my very rural school. There was like less than 200 kids. Probably a little more, like maybe less than 300. But yeah, the school went from primary to grade 12. So it was not very many kids. But yeah, I have some stories from there. I'll tell one, and then if we have time for another one, I'll tell that one. But yeah, um, so this one starts maybe November, maybe even October. I'm not sure. Um, into the year, so it was like the first semester, and I'm in science class, and the teacher announces we have to do this science project about like some system. All right, so in the um in the school, she says I'm in grade 8 science. And she's like, okay, we have to do a project on systems. So there's the digestive, nervous, some other one like the blood one. I don't remember. I didn't really care that much. But yeah, so all my friends are teamed up already, and I'm like, damn, okay. And I look at this like blue-haired girl. She smells like absolute shit. I'm gonna really paint a picture here. She doesn't actually have blue hair, but she's like super liberal, and she's like so annoying. So, so I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm gonna like team up with her. I feel bad. Nobody likes her, and she's just all around like a loser. So I'm like, hey, do you want to be in a group? And she's like, I guess sure. So I go up and I'm like, okay, do you want to do the nervous system? And we get it all together. We start writing our papers, and then that was the whole class. We were writing about the nervous system, some stupid stuff that doesn't matter anymore, and shit. And yeah. So we get to there's a part where you can either do something about this or make a visual representation. And we were like, okay, this is gonna be easy if we just do a visual representation. And this girl gets like she gets like straight A's. It's insane. For the nervous system, why don't we do, like, this is the end of the first class, we're like, why don't we do like a human, like a fake human skull, kind of, and we like cut open the top and put like a brain in. I'm like, okay, you come over the next class, bring all the stuff. I don't have any money, so I can't really do it. I'll get like whatever. If you forget something, I'll get whatever you need. But she didn't forget anything. It's just not really what I expected. She brought like this shitty Halloween, like skeleton decoration from like Dollarama. It was so shitty, bro. And I was like, okay, this is not what I expected, but I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. And we kind of start to, like, we tape all the string to the top of the skeleton, like from where the head is, and we're just like, okay, this is where the neurons come from. So we kind of start to make the skeleton, and this is the end of the second class, and we're like, you know what? This will wait till the third class, like the third day of the project. So she puts it in her locker, and when she's putting it in her locker, she like breaks it, and I was like, oh my god, we just spent like the whole class doing that, and it's not like we're gonna do it during recess. That's lame. So I'm like, whatever, we'll find something else. And the teacher, now I don't mind this teacher. Like, at the end of the year, she kind of screwed me over, but I'm not going to complain. That could be another story for another time. But yeah, I'm just like, you know what? It's like, well, I don't know what to do now. We kind of just broke our thing. And she was like, yeah, there's some clay left over from the other projects. You could probably ask them if you can use theirs and just, like, make a neuron or something. And I was like, oh, okay. That's really nice of you. Thank you. And we go over, and there's like, it's like a group of 2 girls, and they were lucky enough to get both friends and not like one person who's kind of normal and one person who smells like fish, and it's like so annoying. But yeah, and it's super like, oh god, just I don't know how to explain my like hatred for this girl. But yeah, I'm just like,
oh my god.
it's
bro,
like
what?
these two, they're one's like super popular and then the other was kind of like a loser, but whatever. They're still friends.
But like fucking whatever.
Yeah, so who cares? So we go over and we're just like, hey, can we use some of your clay? We heard that you're done. And we're just gonna use like a little, like, flat pancake, whatever you call them. Yeah, like a little bit. And they're like, okay, I guess. And I was like, alright, thank you. So we put it over, the class is basically over, so we just like keep it in the bag and we go over to, I think we have music after that. But that doesn't really matter to the story. But yeah, we go over and we're just like, wait till the next day for science. And the next day comes, I think this is like Friday now. So it's just before the weekend, and that's like, I don't really care about schools on Friday. Well, to be fair, in this year I never really cared about school in total, but especially not on Friday. So she's like, okay, do you want to start the Neuron? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So we started, and she sits right behind me, and I'm right in front of the door. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be in the back of the class. Why don't I just flip my desk over, put it like straight facing her? That was a horrible mistake. I could smell her the entire time.
She smelled like
yeah,
dog shit, if you guys can't tell by the story.
It's like, imagine like fish that's kind of rotting, like it's been left out in heat. I don't know if this girl's ever heard of deodorant, but I think she could definitely use some. Yeah, or a shower, yeah. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh, there's a tank here. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, we go over and we start to make. I do it because I did less of the paragraphs. We had to have 5. She did 3 because she's a tryhard in school, and I did 2. So I was like, okay, I'll do the project. Like, I'll do the visual representation since I did less paragraphs. And I start to do it, and she's like, your neuron looks like shit. And I'm like, okay, do you think you could do a better job?
Such a weird
sentence.
I thought Kelton would have been like, Kelton's the kind of guy though to respond, so it looks like what you smell. But I'm happy that you rephrase.
No, I tried my hardest because I don't want to get on like bad grounds with this girl. I don't even know her. Like, well, I did know her. She was my friend from like when I was a weirdo, but yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore.
The past is behind us. The past is
behind us, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be an asshole to this girl. I'll just be like, okay, do you think you could do a better job? And she was like, yeah, I probably could. And I was like, oh my god, okay, whatever, you start doing it.
Oh my god, bro, what the fuck, man?
So this whole thing that took like 30 minutes, half of it was done. She destroys all of it.
Kelton.
And it still looked like, yeah.
Oh, I looked at that. Never mind.
Oh man. Yeah, I go over and I'm like, okay, this girl thinks she can do a better job. Whatever. I'll just say that I tried to help her if she rats me out. Yeah, I go over and I'm like, she starts to do it. She does like her thing. Whatever. I don't really care. And and then she starts to do it. It does, to be honest, it does look better than mine, but it still was pretty bad. But yeah, she gets it over with, and she leaves it out overnight because clay has to dry. We don't have like an oven to like to make it hard. So we leave it overnight, and then we come back to the school for on Monday, and it's dried over the weekend, so it's nice and sturdy. You would have thought she made it too thin. That we figured out that she made it too thin, and so when we tried to pick it up by the paper towel, it completely shattered.
You killed yourself.
It broke all.
Because there was like 19,000 people in front of me, Alex.
There's also a bunch of smoke. I was about to revive you.
But yeah, she just kind of like destroyed her own thing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So we have to redo it now, and we have to stick some more clay, make it more thick and nice and sturdy.
Thick with 2 C's.
And we get called over to like the teacher after we submitted our like paragraphs. So we go over and we're like, okay, whatever. And yeah, she calls her over first, and she's like, I hear them talking, and it's like she plagiarized her part of the paragraph. She didn't even do it.
Oh.
No, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that's not surprising. She's kind of a school tryhard. I expected her to like cheat her way to get better. But yeah, I don't think she got caught up until then. So she went like 8 years without, or probably like.
Aaron Canes. Aaron Canes.
But yeah, we just kind of like. She said that mine did kind of look like the source, but it didn't really matter. It wasn't like an exact copy like hers.
Yeah, you
it was more just,
used
like,
the source to make your thing.
I tried my hardest to kind of make it different and not make it the exact same as the source, but whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll change it up a little bit. So she has to rewrite it. And now we have like 1 more day, maybe 2. So we had a full week to do it, and I was like, okay, whatever. This girl's a tryhard at school. It doesn't matter. I'll try a little bit more. So yeah, we kind of, so yeah, she puts it together, and then we have like this. We have to do the presentation. That's kind of the whole story. She was just a bitch to me the whole time. And I never did anything wrong. Maybe I didn't try hard enough, but that's about it. Yeah, she's just a total asshole
Turn
to me.
clear on the other side.
Yeah, that's the whole story. Do I have time for another one?
I'm gonna cut off that strip. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video should be out by next Monday, I'd say. Should be. Not certain now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay
Friday.
tuned. Friday? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.